Helping you become your best self is essential to the development of the nation. On a daily basis, there are opportunities that you can capitalize on that will change the way you live and impact the future positively. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and on this edition of Jamaica Magazine, we take a look at some of those opportunities. But first, the news.
Not at a time.
20% of our Caribbean teenagers get pregnant before age 19, interrupting their education and reducing their chances of earning a decent living.
I wish somebody did talk to me.
Parents and guardians, talk to your child about sex and help to prevent adolescent pregnancy.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisom and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, December 2. With the Zika virus detected in a Caribbean country, the Health Ministry has heightened its surveillance systems for its possible introduction in Jamaica. Details from Simone Wolfe.
In a release, the Health Ministry says it has taken note of reports of a possible link of Zika virus infection to birth defects. The Pan American Health Authority is investigating the matter. Following an outbreak of the Zika virus in Brazil, several babies were found to have microcephaly, an abnormal smallness of the head associated with incomplete brain development. With this in mind, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Marian Bullock-Ducasse says pregnant women are among the high-risk group for severe symptoms of Zika virus. Pregnant women are therefore urged to take precautions and prevent being bitten by mosquitoes. Health Minister Dr. Horace Daly is also reminding citizens to destroy mosquito breeding sites and prevent mosquito bites by using insect repellent containing DEET, wearing long-sleeved clothing, and meshing windows and doors. On Thursday, the Health Ministry will be hosting a training session on the Zika virus for senior health workers across the island. This will be followed by the training of other health workers in different sectors island-wide. The Zika virus is spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which also transmits dengue and chikungunya. Reporting for JIS News, I'm Simone Wolfe.
Government is moving to clamp down on tax evaders by strengthening the transfer pricing regime in Jamaica. This as the Senate has passed amendments to the Income Tax Act to prevent tax leakage through the transfer pricing system. Transfer pricing is used by multinational companies for sales and services within their corporate groups and by individuals doing transactions with corporations under their control.
Transfer pricing is a legitimate and necessary feature of the commercial activities of multinational enterprises. However, it is essential that countries are able to collect tax on the profits that multinational enterprises earn in their countries without discouraging or distorting international trade and investment.
The amendments to the Income Tax Act were passed in the House of Representatives on November 10. Traveling officers in the public sector should get 4 months' worth of retroactive traveling allowances in the December 2015 pay cycle. In a circular dated November 30, the Finance Ministry approved the payment of retroactive traveling allowances for the April to July 2015 period. Public bodies that are self-financing were also given permission to make their own arrangements regarding the retroactive payments to their employees. Under the 2015-2017 Heads of Agreement that took effect on April 1, the commuter traveling allowance will move to just over $429,000 annually. The full motor vehicle upkeep, meanwhile, will move to over $643,000 annually. And for the fixed motor vehicle upkeep, that will move to over $1.2 million annually. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips has reiterated that one of the main objectives of Jamaica's economic reform program is to correct long-term structural imbalances.
Much of this debate about stimulus versus austerity is totally misplaced and needs to focus more so on what are the fundamental transformative elements which will raise productivity levels in our economy on a sustainable basis.
Against this background, he said government was working on a number of initiatives, including measures to reduce energy costs and consumption, labor market reform, and improving the business environment. The finance minister was addressing a recent lecture hosted by the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ. Jamaican jerk is now a registered geographical indication. This follows the official launch by a team from the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office. Speaking at the ceremony, Industry Minister Anthony Hilton said government was seeking to register other products by using geographical indication.
In Jamaica, we have several potential GIs, including cocoa, pimento, ginger, castor oil, Jamaican roots wines, logwood honey, ganja for medical purposes at the moment, and other natural products from the nutraceutical industry.
The registration of Jamaican jerk makes Jamaica the first English-speaking Caribbean country to have a geographical indication with the World Intellectual Property Organization. And finally, government is a step closer to completing the sexual harassment bill to address unwanted verbal or physical acts of a sexual nature in the workplace.
We have just completed from our Chief Parliamentary Council a draft of a sexual harassment bill, and we are hoping that it will come to Parliament in short order.
The Information Minister was speaking at the launch of a 3-month social media campaign to end gender-based violence. The campaign, dubbed No More Silence, Silence No More, was launched by the Bureau of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Canadian High Commission. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We all are productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
The government is providing an opportunity to current and aspiring teachers to get advanced learning in mathematics and the sciences. They have been granted scholarships that will allow them to master what many believe to be difficult disciplines. Learn more in the upcoming feature.
On behalf of all the recipients of this noble scholarship, I would like to say thank you, because for me personally, a huge load has been removed from my back, so I can actually get a good night rest. And believe me, this scholarship has done so much for me. So I can actually think on school and not stress myself anymore. So thank you again once more.
So why is Orlando no longer stressing? That's because his struggle to pay for his education has eased. And he's not the only one. Orlando and 50 other aspiring and current teachers are the first beneficiaries of the Ministry of Education's Mathematics and Science Teacher Scholarships. It's no secret. The country continues to grapple with significantly improving students' performance in the mathematics and science subjects. And the data has shown that students are not the only ones struggling with these subjects.
Jamaica has a math phobia and it has a math deficit. The Ministry of Education has for a long time understood the statistics that a very significant proportion of those who were assigned to teach mathematics at various levels in our schools have not had the formal qualifications. Many have had no training in the subject. We believe that most of them are doing their very best. But you can't give what you don't have.
It is for this reason that the ministry has begun a program to offer scholarship opportunities to teachers pursuing careers in math and science education. Participating institutions are the Shortwood and Church Teachers Colleges, Jamaica University, and the University of the West Indies. The first recipients were awarded in October 2015.
Some of them are brand new students. They're just entering the teacher training institutions. A small, maybe about 10% of the awardees are actually currently enrolled in programs.
Approximately 120 applications were received, and a stringent selection process was executed.
We shortlisted on the basis of the students' passes in CSEC first. They had to have a 1 or 2 in CSEC math. If they were pursuing a program in math education, 1 or 2 in the science subject that they would have been opting to choose. And if they were choosing math and science, they would have had to have 1 and 2 in those subjects, math and the science subjects. And we looked as well at need.
And after some rigorous interview sessions, the 51 elated aspiring and current teachers were selected. The total scholarship value is $14 million.
42 will receive full tuition, 4 will receive tuition and boarding, and 5 will receive partial funding, which will be about 50% of their tuition.
And among the 51 teachers, 1 was sponsored by financial entity Jamaica National Building Society. Their task now is simply to apply their studies and maintain a B average to continue receiving the scholarship on an annual basis. They will also be bonded to the Ministry of Education at the end of their tenure.
Accept willingly, not as a heavy yoke, the bond that you will sign.
One of the important features is that we will be requiring that they agree from the outset to allow the ministry to place them in the schools we believe need their support. There are certain schools we know in certain areas where there's a particular gap in terms of qualified math and science teachers, and we would want those schools to be able to benefit from the what we know will be the expertise that they will gain over the period of their training.
The Ministry of Education's Mathematics and Science Teacher Scholarship Program, a strategic move towards developing our teachers so that they can achieve greater outcomes among our students.
What we must do is therefore to train and incentivize those of you who wish to teach mathematics and science, and those among you who have the ability, both the head and the heart. Encourage those of your peers who you think might be interested to rope in as well. We need all the help in mathematics that we can.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
What do you know about the GOJ Health Card? With it, you should have easier access when registering at a public sector health facility and be able to easily fill prescriptions at any pharmacy and drug serve across the island. And there's more. Watch this.
The public health sector is being transformed. It involves the use of modern technology as a dynamic feature of government's development plan for good public health.
We believe that the provision of quality and affordable health
services and improvements in access can help to move us closer to achieving our national development objectives.
Alongside the physical infrastructure work taking place, current innovations are allowing for improved service delivery. But the administration is taking it further. In 2014, a bold move was made with the introduction of the GOJ Health Card, an electronic swipe card that gives Jamaicans easier access to the services of the public health system.
Having an health card, it is the best thing for getting help from the hospital.
It helps you to see the doctor quicker. When you use it, when you go out and you go to the service provider, they will know, at least the other doctors, they will know your medical history.
And getting a prescription filled and so on, that's where people have a problem financially supporting that. So that's the only main reason why I'm really getting it.
The GOJ card is the first of its kind in the Caribbean and represents a major game changer in the public health sector in Jamaica.
It's part of the solution for making the public health system more efficient, financially stable and affordable for everyone who needs care. Extensive public consultations on health financing prior to rolling out the GOJ Health Card revealed wide public consensus on the need to improve the process for dispensing medication and to increase the avenues for health financing. The collection of private health insurance was seen as one acceptable way to achieve these goals.
The GOJ Health Card will assist us to accomplish these objectives. We will be using the coordination of benefits platform of the NHF to facilitate the collection of health insurance.
The GOJ Health Card is now the primary means by which all Jamaicans will access care in public health facilities. Registration for persons to get their cards began on February 3, 2014.
All residents of Jamaica are eligible to apply for a GOJ card once they have a TRN.
To get the card, persons must fill out a simple form available at health facilities with information such as name, address, and tax registration number TRN. Completed forms can be left at any public health facility, the Ministry of Health head office, or the head office of the NHF and any NHF help desk across the island. Cards are delivered to the applicants by mail, and that's 2 to 3 weeks after registration.
In the case of young children, a TRN will be obtained for them to facilitate registration once they have a birth certificate. For persons who do not have a birth certificate, they will need to get a photo endorsed by a justice of the peace and a declaration of their birth date. Once these are obtained, a provisional TRN can be issued. Let me point out here that we have had discussions with the Registrar General's Department, which is prepared to facilitate requests for birth certificates.
The National Health Fund is responsible for processing the applications. That includes data processing, printing, and distribution of your GOJ card. For the immediate future, persons already in possession of the NHF Health Card need not apply for a GOJ card. At every visit to a public health institution, cardholders should present their swipe cards. Where swipe machines are not in place, public health staff should use the NHF online database to access patient information to facilitate registration.
The GOJ Health Card will facilitate easy and quicker registration, enhance patient management leading to better patient outcomes, the ability to easily fill prescriptions at any public pharmacy and drug serve across the island, tracking of medication to ensure that they are being used safely, especially in terms of quantity and mix, linkages with the introduction of the electronic patient administration system, EPAS, which will allow us to link health records to the card.
Other benefits of the card include tracking of path beneficiaries to better ensure social protection for this vulnerable group. Looking ahead, further benefits will include the ability to properly plan using micro-level empirical data to inform policies and programs.
Full rollout of the GOJ health card is being done over 18 months, with another 6 months targeted to iron out any remaining kinks. After that, the use of the card will become mandatory except in cases of emergency. The Ministry of Health, achieving efficiency gains, better patient management, and better patient outcomes for a healthier population.
We all have a desire to be successful. At times, however, that push for success comes with roadblocks called failures. It is important that you not see these as stop signs or use them as an opportunity to give up. Building something of worth requires risk-taking and at times blows to our self-confidence. We need to relearn how to use failure and not allow it to use us, to see it as an opportunity to take an alternate approach. As part of the relearning process, start listening to the stories of the successful people you know. Also, lay out a plan B. This way you will not be faced by any setbacks. Think of your goal as a long-term investment portfolio where, yes, you will have to balance your acquisitions with the losses. It is also important that you know when to pull the plug and possibly retool or just kill an idea. We should never allow fear of failure to paralyze us. Use it instead as a stepping stone to success.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review. Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
Having an opportunity to ensure that Jamaica becomes the place of choice to live, work, raise families and do business might not be as difficult as you think. Sometimes all you need to do is to reach out and touch.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
The eyesore of a community gets tidy because citizens feel they have a responsibility to act. A building gets a well-needed facelift and gifts for those in need. At-risk youth benefiting from academic and skills training, while poor performance gets tackled through extra lessons. All through the efforts of generous hearts, making tangible contributions and creating positive change. It's all part of nation building, inspiring hope and rewarding oneself with the joy of sharing with other people. And what better time is there than now? I've been thinking lately, and I think you should give it some thought too. The development of my community needs my input. But where do I start?
The very first place that I would encourage anybody who wants to be a part of the community, who wants to resolve to be active in their community, is to be a part of a community-based organization.
I firmly believe that participation is important to the development process. Action at all levels, all age groups, for deeds, not just words, get the job done. Communities need the participation of its able citizens to do something to create positive change. Do you agree? What can we do? Volunteer, share good ideas, help fix a problem, Show love. Show that we care, if that's all we can do. So much to complain about. Things not being done. The things we need for ourselves, for our communities, the plight of the less fortunate.
I tell people all the time that I think Jesus was a community development officer, because you don't see Jesus in the church every day sitting down, worshiping. You see Jesus in the streets, in the communities, right? So even in churches, be a part of the outreach groups in your church.
Where I live should be the best place to live. So issues such as roads, housing, water, sanitation, crime, unemployment and training is of concern to me, and it should be of concern to you too. Now is as good a time as any to give a helping hand through greater community participation. And I therefore resolve to do more to help. You should too. As a citizen, I know what's best for my community, the real needs. And waiting on governments to make decisions and effect change for me is not something that I'm inclined to do. I am subscribing to the idea of community self-help. The thing is, my participation as well as yours can help to solve our problems, but it will mean getting involved in a more organized way.
Under the local government reform process, the SDC has been very instrumental in setting up community development committees. These are umbrella organizations that captures the community-based organizations in the community. Then it provides an excellent opportunity to deal with the issues firsthand.
Together we can plan and implement projects using our expertise and resources to develop our community. While I make my resolve to be more active, why not join me? There are no age or gender limits for the willing and able. The various community projects and services that we'll have to carry out requires not only our time and expertise, but also funding. And here, the Social Development Commission comes in handy, getting formal development plans in place and helping with accessing financing through the Jamaica Social Investment Fund and other donors.
There are strength in numbers, so when a group represents a major concern or a minor concern within the community, you find that they will be heard on not just from the end of the government, but from non-government organizations, businesses.
So much we can do, starting in our own backyard. Then join others to work on issues we care about. Less hoping, less watching, less despairing, more doing. It will certainly contribute to a stronger, more self-sustained and organized country.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
Now you have some information that you probably never had before the start of the show. I challenge you to use what you now know to make a difference for your family, school, church, and community. If you want to view the program again, check out the JIS website at jis.gov.jm or on YouTube at Watch JIS. Also, you can send your feedback to our Twitter and Facebook pages. I am Adrian Atkinson on behalf of the hard-working production team here at the JIS. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.